Welcome to the April edition of Nightly News. I'm Tiffany Cool.
And I'm Tyler Deedy. With only 13 players at the start of the year, it is off to a rough start. The captains, senior Thomas Rockoff, junior Ryan Henning, and myself do what we can to help keep the players encouraged and keep us working together as a team. The Knights soccer team is lacking the experience and age compared to the other teams. We had a newcomer to the team though. Zach Shawy, a freshman, has been a big help in speed, talent, and just giving the other players a break on the field. Our goalie, sophomore Jacob Nofke, has been working hard the last few seasons trying to stop the numerous shots on goal. He relies on his defense to help him out with it. The girls had their first few games and early on in the season, and they also suffered a great loss of a very talented player. Senior and captain Samantha Nofke broke her fibula in her first game of her senior year. Coach Johnson said that she hasn't played through an entire season without missing a few games due to injuries. She came back for her last home game on April 17th and is hoping to finish the season strong. Seniors Hannah Hirsch and Taylor Munden are for the other captains for the Lady Knights. They both have a lot of experience and leadership on and off the field. The girls won their first match against Crete, which was a pretty big deal since Crete is a much larger school. Senior Aubrey Ravenberg scored her first goal against Crete also. So things are looking pretty hopeful this season for the Lady Knights. The 2012 track team. The 4 males and 10 females on the Nels team this year have been pretty successful. Even though we graduated a few talented seniors last year, the freshmen this year have the potential to possibly replace the graduated talent and be able to be more successful as a whole team. Most of the members on the team have set their own personal records in various events. There has been only one major injury on the team so far. Junior Leah Kim tore her quad muscle while participating in the long jump and then in the 4x1 relay a few weeks ago. The team is being coached by Pastor Beckman with assistant coaches Mr. Stern and Monica Richard, who is helping mostly with the hurdlers. Sophomore Anna Marie Stern set a personal record and a trek record at the Early Bird Conestoga meet. She set the record for triple jump at 31.8 feet. The track team got new uniforms this season and are looking pretty snazzy. This year the school will be hosting the conference track meet at Centennial in Utica. And now we'll go to Kyle Chemnitz with an interview with Mr. and Mrs. Nunnenkamp.
Thank you, Tyler and Tiffany. After many years of service to our school, Mr. and Mrs. Nunnenkamp are retiring. Mr. Nunnenkamp is our maintenance supervisor, and Mrs. Nunnenkamp is our financial secretary. We will be interviewing the both of them to see their future and what is in store. What will you miss most about Nels?
I'll miss the kids and the work.
We'll miss the basketball games.
What are your plans when you are done?
I don't know, we're just kind of retiring and let things happen as they happen.
Do you plan on coming back and visiting in the near future?
Oh, we definitely will. Whether it's to help out or just to visit.
Do you know who is taking over your spots next year?
Angie Ellis is taking over mine. She's from Tennessee, and her qualifications look really good.
Jeremy Garber from Utica will be taking my position, and he's a very talented young man. I think he'll do well at it.
Okay. Thank you for letting us interview you for your many years of service. Back to you, Tyler and Tiffany.
Some of the academic events that happened recently are Quiz Bowl and Speech. Speech did a great job throughout the season this year with Miss Human in charge. They got second place in both conference and district. The speech members that went to state this year were Jacob Tuma, Seth Workentine, Thomas Rockoff, Emily Smith, Taylor Munden, Ryan Henning, Kyle Chemnitz, Naomi Brandt, and Louisa Cars. Seth Workentine reigned two-time state champion in entertainment speech. Great job, speech team. Quiz Bowl also did a great job this year with Mr. Olson. On March 26th, they attended the Frontier Conference competition and walked out champions. They had a three-way tie against OCA and Cedar Bluffs, but won based on the points they earned in their matches. Their second meet was on March 28th in Seward, Nebraska. Even though they didn't place, the team still did a great job. Friday, April 20th was the night of Nebraska Lutheran High School prom at Holiday Inn in York, Nebraska, where Sammy Nofke was crowned prom queen and Seth Burkentine was crowned king. We are thankful that everyone stayed safe and responsible, and we also thank Mrs. Tonages for allowing us to hold after prom at her house. Also, the seniors got to spend a few days in Chicago this month for their senior class trip. Some of the pictures will be in our 2011-2012 yearbook, so keep an eye out for them.
Mr. Charron has received and accepted a call to Fox Valley Lutheran High School in Appleton, Wisconsin to be the guidance director. He has served NELS for 11 years, and he is a 1989 graduate of NELS. His wife, Andy Charron, and him have 4 children, Alyssa, Jenna, Kate, and Savannah. I sat down with him to ask him a few questions. I'm here with Mr. Charron to ask him a few questions. What will you miss the most about Nebraska?
Probably the thing I'll miss the most is just being in Nebraska. It's my home state. I've spent a lot of my life here. Specifically Nebraska Lutheran, I'll miss all the students, the teachers, the parents I've had the opportunity to work with these last number of years. Been a great blessing to my ministry, been a great blessing to our family here in Waco. Probably miss some of the small town environment here of Waco. Surprised or not, but we've really enjoyed living in the village, in the community. And then, of course, I'll miss all the Cornhusker events. So being a huge Husker fan, I won't be as close, but since they're in Big Ten country, hopefully I'll be able to follow them in Wisconsin.
Okay. What were your favorite moments throughout teaching at NELS?
I would say my favorite teaching moments, I think just a lot of laughs. I think in a lot of the classes, first coming into high school from elementary school, not quite sure with what to expect with teenagers, but I would say just a lot of memories, a lot of laughs in all of the classes. Told a lot of stories, sharing experiences with kids. Obviously, a lot of memories with coaching different sports here at Nebraska Lutheran. Specifically, we had one of the better years here in boys basketball, and I had the privilege to be the coach, and so that was a special season when we think back on that. So.
Okay. Could you explain a little bit more about your new job?
My technical title is the guidance director, so I'll be in charge of a 5-person department who helps specifically students with career choices, with some of their course selections, their planning. I know that I'll also be involved in some recruitment with the area Lutheran grade school, similar to I had experiences here. So to be definitely a little bit more probably on the student side of things, having lots of interactions with students about their careers, and also, as they have ups and downs in their high school life, being able to give them some counsel and some advice on a day-to-day basis. And then I'll be teaching one class. I'll be teaching psychology class, and then coaching girls basketball there.
Was this a hard decision for you?
Anytime you have a call, in our setting as called workers, it's very grueling. It's a very difficult decision. When you weigh everything, it gets harder. Obviously, the longer you've been at a place, the older your children become. So, definitely not easy to leave, but thankful for all the wonderful blessings we've had being a part here of Nebraska Lutheran, especially. Special privilege for me being an alumni of the school to be able to come back and share my gifts with Nebraska Lutheran that God gave me, and my experiences, and kind of giving back to my high school, so to speak, for all the wonderful things they gave to me.
Where do you plan on sending your kids to school?
Well, for high school, obviously they'll go to Fox Valley down the road. Alyssa will be an 8th grader next year. For grade school, we're not sure yet. It's kind of a unique situation that we haven't been a part of. You know, here in Waco, you have a choice of 1 school to go to. Appleton, there's a choice of 5 schools. So we're going to kind of wait and see on that. Probably will depend most on where we end up living, where we buy our house, and what's ever in the closest proximity to that is where our children will go to grade school. So.
This month we are taking a survey on whether people say pop or soda. So what do you say?
It's definitely pop. That's the correct terminology in my mind. And that's also one of my goals being in Wisconsin, that I will try to convert the whole state to say pop instead of soda. So.
Good for you. Thank you for letting us interview and for your many years of service at Nels. Back to you, Tyler and Tiffany.
We have a survey online so you can tell us what you think. Is it pop or soda?
Before we leave, I want to tell you about some basketball standouts for this year. Malia Brummett, Ben Pullman, Carissa Kepi, Skylar Hemphill, Samantha Nofke, Sam Green, and Hannah Hirsch were all made conference teams and all-state teams, so go ahead and take a look at that.
That's all for our April edition of Nightly News. We hope you have a fun and safe summer and hope to see you all next year. As always, I'm Tiffany Cool.
And I'm Tyler Deedy. We'll close with the third quarter honor roll. Congratulations and have a good summer.